Law enforcement officers across the state will soon receive mobile screening devices to detect if a driver may be under the influence of drugs. The Sotoxa oral fluid device takes only 5 minutes to produce results. And Trooper Brian Larson now walks us through how the device works.
The individual would collect a sample, they'd run it around the mouth, around the gums, basically just collecting fluid right on this part right here. Once there's enough oral fluid or saliva, this part will actually turn blue, letting the person know that, hey, it's collected enough of a sample. Then what we will do is we'll have our cartridge that gets inserted into this bottom part right here. Once that's inserted in there, the machine will read that cartridge, and then you take that sample and you push it in here, and we'll push it all the way in, basically breaking through a little seal. The machine will read it and automatically start running the test. And like I said, it gives you a 5-minute countdown timer.
This test shows positive or negative results for 6 different drug categories, including THC, cocaine, opioids, amphetamine, methamphetamine, and benzodiazepine.